Statues and sculptures are works of art that teach history and represent ideas of the time for future generations to learn. In recent years, figures that used to be the pillars of mankind's advancement are now being viewed in a different light.
Two years ago, I heard about a Viking statue in Philly that had been pushed into the river. At the time, I thought the NFL Philadelphia Eagles fans were responsible for the vandalization because they had an upcoming game with the Vikings. It wasn't until recently that I learned that the statue was a gift from Einar Jónsson, one of the most famous artists from my home country of Iceland. I also learned that the reason why the statue was destroyed was because white supremacists had appropriated the statue.
In the year 1001 AD, Leif Erikson became the first European to step foot on the Americas 500 years before Columbus. A later expedition led by Thorfinn Karlsefni, which the statue depicts, settled Vinland for 2 years until returning to Greenland. I wanted to learn more about the statue, so I reached out to the public arts director of Philadelphia, Miss Margot Berg.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm Margot Berg, and I serve as the Public Art Director for the City of Philadelphia within the Office of Arts, Culture, and the Creative Economy.
Could you tell me more about the collection of sculptures that the Einar Jónsson sculpture was a part of?
Well, that collection of sculptures is called the Ellen Phillips Samuel Memorial. The Ellen Phillips Samuel Memorial was funded by a woman named Ellen Phillips Samuel, who was a big cultural supporter in Philadelphia and a member of that organization. And in her will, she specified that essentially all of her estate was to go to the Fairmount Park Art Association, and specifically to create this terrace and this series of sculptures that represented different themes about the founding of America, the history of America, the sort of spirit of the country, and events that have kind of made up, what America is all about.
All right. So during the time, fall of 2018, what do you remember about the controversy that was surrounding the statue?
Right. Well, the controversy started earlier than that in previous years. I think a lot of us weren't paying close attention to it. I think it started 2006 or 5, where a group called Keystone United, I believe, which is a Pennsylvania white supremacist organization, began having annual rallies at the Thorfinn statue on Leif Erikson Day. And it was a way for them to kind of come together with fellow like-minded white supremacists and kind of acknowledge Leif Erikson and that holiday.
All right, so we're going through a time where we as a society are reevaluating some aspects of our history, and especially how previous generations looked at historical figures during their times. Do you think that what happened to the statue of Thorfinn Karlsefni might be in some way connected to what is happening with other artwork that is deemed controversial by some people?
Absolutely, I do. We have more information now, and we are a different culture. Things evolve, but I think it's important and healthy to be having these conversations and these reevaluations and trying to get a full measure of who these people and what these events were. I think it's great for our country, and it's in some ways it's obviously complicated and messy, but it's really important.
Thank you so much for the interview.
You're welcome.
I've learned a lot after talking with the experts on the Thorfinn statue, but what I feel is the bigger story is what to do about the statue now. While Einar Jónsson's intent behind his sculpture was only to make Philadelphia's vast statue collection more beautiful and diverse, the statue now has so much hate wrapped around its visage that it may never again grace the banks of the Schuylkill River,